Hi everybody, I'm Gwen. Welcome to At Home with Gigi and Happy New Year. It's so good to be back in the new year. And what do we want to do when it's the new year? We want to get organized, right? Well, I've got a treat for you today. Today's video is part of a collaboration and it's all about organizational DIY. So sit back and be prepared to be inspired because I promise you, you will. And I'll tell you more about the collab in just a bit, but now let's get started. Let's get our ribbon organized, and today we're going to be making 4 of these ribbon holders, and I'm going to be using the little wooden pieces from the Dollar Tree, and the dowels came from Walmart. I'm going to use this ribbon spool to mark exactly where I want to drill the holes for the dowels, and I say the honey was so kind and he volunteered to do it for me. And I believe the dowels that we're using is 5/16, and that's the size of the drill bit. If that's not accurate, I'll list it here on the screen. Now you do want to make sure your hole's going to be deep enough, that way your dowel is sturdy and secure. And we're just kind of checking the measurement here because we put a little mark there just to make sure that we've gotten the hole deep enough. I've gone ahead and sanded and wiped down each of the pieces, and I'm going to tuck this little piece of paper towel in the center where we've drilled the hole because I don't want any paint to get in there, and I'm not going to paint the very tip of the dowel that's going to go inside the wood piece, because I want to make sure that I'm going to get a really good bond between the two pieces, because you know how dowels can get over time, they can get loose and wobbly, and I want to try to prevent that. And the color paint I'm using is actually 2 colors mixed together from Apple Barrel. It's Pink Blush and Pure Pink, and this paint was just left over from another project that you'll see soon. And I'm going to be painting 2 of the wood pieces and the dowels pink, and then the other 2 is going to be white. And the white is Snow White from Waverly's chalk paint. The inspiration for this DIY came from Pinterest, and the ones that I saw on there, one of them used 2x4 and then another one just used one long solid piece of wood. I had these wood pieces on hand from Dollar Tree for forever, and right now, y'all, I'm trying to use up some of my stash. It's just ridiculous. So I'm only just buying the essentials. So is anybody else doing that? Let me know down below. I did paint the bottom of these wood pieces just to give it a nice finished look. And as you can see there, I'm showing you I didn't paint the very tip of the dowel. And I'm going to use a combination of Gorilla Wood glue and just a little bit of hot glue to get the immediate hold. Then I let them set for about 2 hours or so. They really need 24 hours before you add ribbon or do anything with them, but because I was trying to get this DIY finished, I couldn't wait that long. Now, if you're like me and you have a habit of using too much glue and it oozes out like this did, just use a baby wipe and it just comes right up. This video is part of the Talented Collaborators collab this month, and it takes place the 3rd Saturday of each month at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And our host is Aurea at DIY with Aurea and Loli at Loli D's Creations. And each month they have a guest host, but this month they have 2 guest hosts. And one of them is my friend Cindy at Z9 Designs, and they so kindly asked me to be a guest host this month, and I very much appreciate it, ladies. Thank you so much. I'll have the playlist along with everyone's channel listed down in my description box and pinned to that top comment for your convenience. So make sure you go and visit everybody and tell them I said hello. And if you're here from the playlist, welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you'll take a moment and hit that subscribe button. So I wanted to add just a little something extra to the top of the dowels. And I'm taking these 4 wooden beads, and these came from Amazon, and I already had the white beads left over from another project, so I just used some of the leftover pink paint, painted 2 more, and I'm adding these little clear beads, and these actually came from a broken bracelet, and I'm just hot gluing them to the top of the wooden beads, and then I'm just going to pop them onto the top of the dowel. And because I always like to add just a little something else, and I'm such a girly girl, I'm going to use some of these little sticky half pearls, and I'm just going to pop those on the very top of the clear beads just to give it a little extra touch. I'm really proud of how these turned out. I wasn't for sure when I started out how these would look once I finished, but I'm really super proud. And y'all know what else? I never realized how many rolls of this small ribbon that I have until I started sorting these to place them on these holders. And y'all, this is just the tip of the iceberg. So I did try to put them all in the same color families. But I think they're really cute, and I love the little extra touch of the little knobs on top. But y'all tell me what you think of them. So to help keep myself organized and on track this year, I'm going to create a command center, organization board, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to be using this blackboard from the Dollar Tree, and I just mixed together pure pink and pink blush from Apple Barrel, and I gave it 2 coats and set that aside and let it dry. So we need some items to go on our command center. So I'm using this tin can. I've just washed it, dried it, and then I'm going to give it 1 good coat of Waverly chalk paint in Snow White and let that dry. I've gone ahead and cut down the piece of scrapbook paper that we're going to be using to the size that I need, and then I'm just going to go in with a very generous layer of Mod Podge, and then I'm just going to start to attach the scrapbook paper to the can. Just kind of line it up there as best I can. I'm also going to, you can use your fingers, paintbrush, whatever. I'm going to be using a piece of saran wrap, plastic wrap. That is my favorite way to Mod Podge. Y'all all know if you watch any of my videos, I love to Mod Podge. And this is so pretty. I've had this scrapbook paper in my stash for forever. I have really been trying to be good this year and use up my stash and not go and buy anything except for maybe just a few essentials. And I was so happy to find this in my stash. So how is everybody doing? Happy New Year. I haven't been on here since before the holidays, or the middle of the holidays, I believe, and I've been so happy to be back. I went and spent about 2 weeks with family in Mississippi, and happy to see them, but happy to be back home and to get back into crafting. Yes, I did have a little boo-boo here. As you can see the band-aid on my hand, I was careless and put my hand inside the can. Don't even remember why I did that, but I cut the side of my hand. So if you do use a tin can, please just be aware of that and be careful that you don't cut yourself. As you can see, I'm just using that piece of saran wrap to just keep pushing and smoothing down this sheet of scrapbook paper until I get out any air bubbles that might be up under there, or any excess Mod Podge, because like I said, I did use quite a bit of Mod Podge because this paper is so thick. Once I got the scrapbook paper smoothed down like I wanted, I am going to go back over the edges with a little bit more Mod Podge and then just smooth that down. And again, I'm just using this plastic wrap just to smooth everything out and just to seal those edges together. Now you will want to let this can dry for as long as possible. I like to let my Mod Podge items sit overnight, but again, I'm rushing to get these items completed, so for a couple hours I let it dry. I'm just going to go in and add just a little bit of twine to the top and bottom of the can. I thought it needed just a little extra something, totally optional, or you could even use ribbon or lace if you prefer instead of the twine. I just made a quick little finger bow, and I'm just going to pop that right in the center of the can. And y'all, that's it. It's just that quick and easy to bake this. It's so cute. I'm going to attach this to the front of my command center, but you could actually make several of these and then put your pens, pencils, paintbrushes, whatever you choose in there. And I'm probably going to end up doing that. I am really going to try and get my craft room organized this year. It is just out of control. So our command center needs a tray, so we're going to be using this little tray from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to hit the side right here with my blow dryer on high heat for a couple of minutes, and then I'll just go in with my little rubber mallet and then just tap it until that side comes loose. Now, because this is very inexpensive wood, it did have just a little bit of fraying, as you can see, along the edges, and it did take just a little chunk out of the center there. But I'm just going to go in with a little bit of the spackling from Dollar Tree and just fill that in, just smooth it out, let it dry for a little while, and then I'll go back in and sand it down, and then we'll move on to painting. Next, I'm just going to go in and give the tray 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in the color Snow White. Once my paint dried, I'm going to add this beautiful transfer to the bottom of the tray, and these transfers, I love them, y'all. I got them from Amazon last year, put them up and basically forgot about them, and I have rediscovered them, and they are so easy to do, and they are just beautiful. I'll link them down below in the description box if they're still available. And really, I use a lot of Dollar Tree transfers, and sometimes they can be kind of difficult, but this was so easy, just a breeze to add to this. And it is, of course, more expensive than the Dollar Tree ones, but they are so worth it, and you get a ton of these transfers. I'm just using my little tool to lift it up just a little bit, just making sure that all the transfer has come off, and just that easy. And then I'm just going to use the plastic and just go over the transfer and just burnish it just a little bit, just to make sure everything is down. And then I did go over it and add another layer of Mod Podge on top just to seal everything in, but that comes later. These words, I've had these for quite a while as well. I've used a few of them, as you can see, and this is from Amazon as well, and they're just vinyl stickers. And I'm going to use the word inspire, and we're going to put that against the very back of the tray. Now, I did make a bit of a boo-boo when I put my word down. As you can see, I'm over just a little too far, but that's okay. It wouldn't be one of my videos without a boo-boo, right? But we're just going to go with it. I'm going to put one of these cute little butterflies right there in the corner just to balance it all out, and I think it looks super cute there. And then I just covered everything with a layer of Mod Podge. We're going to use this little clipboard picture frame from the Dollar Tree, and I've removed all the hardware from it and sanded it down, and now I'm just going to go in and give it one quick coat of Waverly chalk paint in Snow White. After it's dried, I'm going to use some more of these transfers that I showed you earlier, and I'm just going to add one of the little pink flowers right there in the corner. And again, I'm just going to use my little tool that came with it and just very lightly go over it. And again, these are so easy to use and just so fast. I am in love with these. I just did the exact same thing to the other side and added the little green vine, and again, just using that plastic to just rub over it and burnish it and make sure it's adhering to the board. For a little extra protection off camera, I did go in and add a layer of Mod Podge over the transfers. Now it's time to put everything together on our board, and I'm going to be using a combination of Gorilla Gel Glue and hot glue, but at the end I do have to use a little bit of E6000 because I do run out of the Gorilla Gel Glue. So I'd originally planned to leave the center of the board empty and just use it to write inspirational quotes, reminders, things like that. But got to looking at it off camera and I was like, nah, I want to add something else to it. So I went in and I glued another metal clip on there, and then you'll see in just a couple of minutes what I did add to the center. Now before we hung this up, we left it laying flat to dry for about 2 days. And then the honey again to the rescue. He added the command strips to the back that you use for picture frames and just attached it to the wall for me. And yes, I added a calendar to the center, and it is on February because those colors go perfectly with my board. And yes, I'm just extra like that. I like everything to match. And I love my little pins. Those came from the Dollar Tree as well. Aren't they just cute? I love the little penguin. And I have my little list there of things I want to do, of course. And I love my little saying on the other side, make today count. And you gotta make every day count. Life is just too short to not make every day count. But tell me what y'all think of my command center. I think my inspiration piece from Pinterest, I think I like mine better. Theirs was pretty, but I think I like mine better. Mine's extremely girly. Yes, I know, but I don't care. I love it. For this DIY, we're going to be using this paper towel holder from the Dollar Tree, and I just took it outside and gave it one coat of Rust-Oleum Ultra Matte. We're also going to be using 5 of these pencil holders from the Dollar Tree, and what I'm doing here, I'm using my little tool and I'm going in and making the holes bigger because although I'm using these itty bitty little zip ties, it was still very difficult to get them through. And I will share this with you. If you've got longer zip ties, it will make your life so much easier. But this is all I had on hand that was small enough to fit through these holes, even with making them bigger. And I'm just doing 2 holes at the top and then 2 at the bottom. And then I'm just going to run the zip tie through and then back out so I can attach it to the paper towel holder. I'm going to do 1 set at the top and 1 set at the bottom. I just repeated the process for all 5 of the cups, and I was not going to make you sit through watching me try to get my hand down inside these cups. And then I'm just going to go ahead and attach them to the paper towel holder. This is just such a very simple and easy DIY. The hardest part for me was getting my hand down inside the cup because I have a big hand, y'all. And it was a little bit of a trial, but it's okay. Little trial and error, and it made it work. And I'm just adjusting the zip tie here where I can just get it to come around and where I can zip tie it flush with the piece of metal that's running up and down. Okay, y'all, so I'm going to attempt to explain this. If you can't understand what I'm saying, just watch what I'm doing and hopefully you will be able to understand. I couldn't get the cup to sit flat and attach to the bar the way I did the other 2. So I come up with this. I made this loop with a zip tie. Then I'm taking a second zip tie and running it through that loop. And I've already put a zip tie in the other cup and made a loop. And then I'm running it through both of them and then zip tying it all together. I really hope I'm explaining this well. If not, slow this video down and you can see exactly what I'm doing. Then I'm just going to pull them really tight and then trim off the little tails that's sticking out, and then I'm just going to do the exact same process to the other cup. Now I'm just going to add the 2 cups at the top, and again I have a zip tie at the top and at the bottom, and I'm just looping them around the metal bar, pulling them tight and snipping off the excess, and that's it, guys. This really was a very easy project, and if you have the longer zip ties, it will go much faster for you, and if you have skinnier hands, it probably will too. But seriously, it was just a very easy project. The only painting I did was I just spray painted the paper towel holder. You don't even have to do that if you don't want to. I just wanted the black and white look for my craft room. but I'm going to be using this with, as you can see, my glue sticks, a couple of tools, it'll even hold my scissors. There's enough room there for my full-size scissors, and some of my paint pens and markers and things like that. I might even create a couple more using the larger size baskets, wire baskets that the Dollar Tree has. Has anyone else created some organization using those? Drop it down below and let me know. Thank y'all so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. I hope you will hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. Don't forget about the playlist down in the description box. Please go and say hello to all these wonderfully talented YouTubers. Tell them I said hello if you're coming from my channel. If you're here from the playlist, a great big welcome to you again. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.